Hey guys, it's Kevin with Earth 2 Mastery, and I'm here today to share my opinion about when Dubai will open for sales. So, first things first, I've got my discount code in the description below. I really appreciate it when you guys use that. If you use it, leave your code down below and like the video. I will randomly pick from those codes to buy my land with tomorrow. And I actually have 3 people whose codes I was able to use today. I'll share with you where I made those purchases and whose codes I used at the end of the video. All right, so yesterday I made a mistake. I made a video called How to Buy Tiles in Jerusalem, even though Israel is a closed off country or something of that nature. Well, right after I made the video, I went to one of the Facebook groups that I'm a member in, and I saw posted from the Discord by Thomas, one of the devs, that people were exploiting a glitch to buy in Dubai, and this was a problem, and it could cause an account review. So I was concerned about that. I wanted to get the correct information to you guys. I didn't know if it only pertained to Dubai and maybe some kind of hack that they were using, or if it was actually like it was in Jerusalem, where you could scroll to a separate part of the map and make purchases, or make purchases under a different country name like we were in Palestine. So I contacted Thomas. If you want to see that whole conversation, I did pin it in the comments of the last video. Basically, what it turns out is that he does consider it an exploit to scroll over and buy Jerusalem when you're not supposed to be able to buy any property in Israel. He didn't really elaborate on it much. I tried to say, well, can I reverse the transactions? Because I bought 228 tiles there. So I was saying, can I reverse the transactions? What's the resolution? I want to be able to share this with the people that I have as subscribers because I want them to understand what's going on. And he basically said that they can't change it right now and they don't know what they're going to do about it. And I said, well, it's not really that fair to people that are sitting on the sidelines because they want to obey the rules like I do. I want to obey the rules. I didn't realize it was going to be a big deal. And that yet there's people that are there buying those spots that you may want to buy in later. That area is not necessary for me to buy. I'm happy to buy somewhere else, but some people really want to own in that area, and it's not fair if other people are doing it and you can't. He basically said that it was going to be troublesome in the future. I don't think they've really figured out what to do. I hope that what they're able to do is just reverse those transactions and give you the money back that you spent on those tiles. I'm sorry if I misled any of you. As soon as I saw that post, I came back and started replying to all your comments and letting you know that I was not going to be doing that. And hopefully you didn't as well. I don't know what's going to happen. Probably nothing. Honestly, there's probably nothing going to be happening, but I do want to play by the rules because I like the game. I want to invest long-term in the game. Obviously, I appreciate the hard work that the developers are putting into the game, and I like that I was able to contact Thomas and then get answers right away. Like, that was very helpful and actually gives me a lot of faith in the system because these people are invested in actually communicating with you. If you see, his answers are kind of short and probably a little bit vague because they're not exactly sure what they're going to be doing either. But the bottom line is that it's not desirable for us to figure out a way to buy in the countries that they don't want us to buy in. And so I'm not going to purchase any more, even if I see that I can, because I don't want to jeopardize my account. And I also want the developers to be happy with the way that Earth 2 is going so that it continues to improve and progress. As far as when I think Dubai is going to open, my personal opinion is these countries are never going to open for sale. They shut them down, and I don't think they're going to open them again. They haven't given us any indication as to when they're going to be open. And if you look at their, I believe it's in the FAQs, they have capped sales at 50 billion tiles. There's 5.1 trillion on Earth. So even without these countries available, there's plenty of tiles around the Earth to choose from without purchasing in the restricted countries that they don't want you purchasing in. And if they don't want you purchasing in them, I feel like it's probably likely that those tiles won't be worth much in the future, even if you do own them, because perhaps they restrict resources in those areas. They restrict what you can build in those areas. Maybe they even restrict foot traffic and don't allow people to go there. In fact, maybe that's one of the reasons why they've restricted the countries to begin with, is because they don't think that they're going to be able to allow foot traffic in that area in game. Basically, it boils down to, I just don't think that we should be trying to exploit the game. I also have a warning for you. I actually was trying to buy one of those 1-cent tiles in the marketplace. When I went to check out, it confirmed that I was paying 1 cent, but it reduced my balance by 55 cents. And when I went back to look at the property in my profile, it showed that I had paid 55 cents. So this is the second time that I've seen this bug arise where it actually verifies a different amount that you're paying than what you actually wind up paying. So yesterday, when I was talking about buying tiles across a border, that verified like 75 cents, I think, and it wound up being over $7. And then today, I was buying a 1-cent tile. It verified 1 cent, and I thought that that meant that I was good. But then when I actually went through with the transaction, they charged me 55 cents. Now, that's not a large amount, but it could have been much worse. So I'm going to avoid buying those inexpensive 1-cent tiles, even if it shows that I'm paying 1 cent, because I feel like it could be kind of catastrophic to my account if they charge me a big price and then I'm unable to get a refund, because I'm not exactly sure how that would work. So for now, I still have those tiles in the Palestinian area of Jerusalem. I'm just going to hold on to them in case they, obviously there's nothing I can really do with them now, and they can't reverse the transaction. But I definitely want everybody to move forward trying to protect your accounts, because our accounts are important to us. We have land in there, we have money in there, we have time and energy expended on the accounts. We also don't want to give the developers any more of a headache than they already have. I mean, they're growing so fast. They've got a lot of growing pains and a lot of problems to deal with without having to chase down these people that are trying to exploit the system. So I made a mistake with that. But I don't think that, what I think is going to happen is that we're going to sell out of the 50 billion tiles before the countries open. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that they're going to drag out opening the countries that are restricted till past when they sell all 50 billion available tiles. And then we're never going to see those countries open, which is fine. It's fine with me. It's probably better that way. That way, at least everybody's in, everybody had a fair standing. Nobody really owns property there, and the game just isn't going to be played in those areas. But that's just my guess. I don't have any inside information. Nobody told me anything. I was just thinking about it today, and I was going, if they're not opening them right now, what is going to spur them opening those countries? I couldn't really think of a good reason why they would in the future, especially when there's a limit on the number of tiles that you can buy, and there's plenty of areas outside of those countries in order to buy those tiles in. So I just don't, everybody keeps asking, when is Dubai going to be available? My guess is probably never. Anyway, so I have the 3 people here that I was able to make purchases with your codes. I have the official left. Your code was selected. Gatu Nakis or Gatu Nakis, I don't really know how to pronounce it, but your code was selected. And Rory Papu, your code was selected. I was able to make almost $25 worth of purchases apiece with your codes, and I made those purchases in Somalia, Mogadishu, Somalia, so you can double check and make sure that you got credit for those. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me, liking the videos. I really appreciate you sharing your codes and everything, because it does help the algorithm. And any support that you give me when you use my code, I really do appreciate it, and it allows me to go out here and build my Earth 2 empire, which I really appreciate. So if you guys have any questions for me, leave them down below. If you have any recommendations, leave them down below, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.